Primary threats to the ocean, the existential threat to the ocean right now is clearly climate change. Overfishing is a clear and present danger. Pollution is a major issue for the ocean, not only carbon dioxide pollution, which is related to climate change, but also noise, nutrients, oil and gas pollution, and plastics. For emerging issues, I would look to geoengineering, deep sea mining, contaminants of emerging concern, large-scale aquaculture, and also to novel ocean uses. We're seeing more and more proposals for floating communities and building land out into the ocean. Geoengineering keeps me up at night because right now, the ocean is the world's largest commons. And when you look at the trajectory and when you look at the fate of the ocean under a 1.5 degree future or a 2 degree future, there's a really big difference there. And so there is very much a need to deal with climate change and to do so efficiently and fast for the ocean. But at the same time, because the ocean is this large public commons, it's entirely plausible to see some rogue actor, whether it's in the private sector or another country, decide that we really need to do some geoengineering to move things along faster. So without having those governance structures in place, without having a really solid science basis for what that would be like, that causes me some concern. So the best estimates are right now that 8 million metric tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. That's the equivalent of one dump truck every minute. And the science indicates that sources come roughly 50% from about 6 countries in Asia where you've had rapid economic development, you've had population growth, but you haven't had a corresponding investment in waste management. The deadliest ocean trash is fishing gear. It is designed to be lethal for the most part, and there is a lot of derelict, abandoned fishing gear or lost fishing gear in the ocean, and it still keeps doing its job even when it's not being tended. So it's a really significant source of animal mortality in the ocean, and the estimates are increasing. Of the plastic in the ocean, with fishing gear itself, there's entanglement, there's direct mortality. For other plastics in the ocean, there are ingestion issues, there's entanglement issues, and there's increasing concern about toxicity issues. So where animals are consuming smaller bits of plastic, and that plastic has absorbed other chemicals to it, what is that toxic load doing to those animals? It is a huge consumers issue, but it is also a government and a private sector issue. So for individuals, there are a lot of things you can do. You can make changes in your own life, but you can also make your voice heard. You can advocate to governments, you can advocate to corporations what changes you want to see. Ultimately, ocean plastic pollution is a systemic problem and it requires systemic changes, but there are many things that individuals can do. One of the other things we always point people toward is the International Coastal Cleanup. If you participate in the International Coastal Cleanup, you can have this massive collective impact. Last year we had 800,000 people in 100 countries pick up more than 20 million pounds of trash, and that's 20 million pounds of trash that won't end up in the ocean.